Will Memphis Depay stay at Corinthians? That's the question on every Timon fan's mind as they wait to find out if their number 10 will stay at Corinthians or not. There are some things we do know for sure. The Corinthians board is working on three fronts. The first is the player's desire to stay. That's actually an advantage for the board who believe the player wants to stay at the club. The player himself said he's happy here, won titles, met the fans, got to know Brazil, lived in Brazil, and that's why he's happy here and would like to stay. The second aspect is the financial issue. For Memphis to stay, he needs to give up part of his salary, which is considered high for Corinthians. Finally, there's the partnership between Corinthians and other companies to make it possible to pay the salary. Osmar Stabli himself has already said, and Marcelo Paz himself has also said, that from a financial standpoint, Memphis's salary is very high. So Corinthians needs to readjust, renegotiate this salary with him and get these partners so that it's possible for the player to stay. So for Memphis to stay, he will need to meet these three conditions. For sure, Memphis is expected to return to Brazil next Saturday. That's the expectation. And since Corinthians is playing away against Bahia this weekend, the board should meet with the attacking midfielder next Monday to talk. He will return to work here at Corinthians, but not on the field yet. He will initially report back for meetings to talk with the board, to talk with Marcelo Paz, and maybe even talk with Fernando Diniz to find out how things will be handled from now on, since the player only has a contract until the end of this month. Nothing is certain about Memphis staying. Corinthians wants to keep the player, but it's clear to everyone internally, according to Piero Aquilance, that Corinthians can't afford to pay Memphis's salary on their own. That's why those three steps I mentioned about Memphis lowering his salary a bit and also bringing in partners, accepting, agreeing to join Corinthians on this journey to be able to pay Memphis's salary, in addition to, of course, the player's desire to stay. Meanwhile, the player uses social media to make some comments, like he said, for example, quote, if I do everything my way, end quote. Memphis doesn't say anything directly to Corinthians, but there are posts on social media where fans end up picking up on some messages, some hints there about his relationship with Corinthians. Memphis also posted on social media that he is devastated after being eliminated from the World Cup. Memphis's World Cup performance fell short of expectations due to limited chances to showcase his football. In the match where Morocco knocked the Netherlands out of the World Cup, Memphis stayed on the bench and watched as the Netherlands lost on penalties. Memphis, who is one of the Netherlands' official penalty takers, maybe even the main one, watched the Netherlands' elimination from the bench and wasn't called upon by Coach Rodri. The penalty taker ended up leaving the Dutch team afterward, right? So basically, that's it. Memphis' situation, even though his contract is ending, still doesn't have a clear resolution yet. Corinthians is interested in keeping him. Memphis has already said he would like to stay, but there are still some obstacles like salary and other financial issues. Memphis, who was important for Corinthians in two titles, actually three titles, but directly in two of them, he contributed with goals in the final, like in the Copa do Brasil against Palmeiras, also in the final of the Paulista Championship. He was important, provided an assist, and also in the Supercopa, where he won the title with Corinthians. So that's three titles for Memphis during his time wearing the Corinthians jersey. He built a strong connection with the fans and visited other places here in Brazil. So in Brazil, Memphis built a very strong connection, and that's why he even talks about wanting to stay at the club, but he knows that the financial issue is still an obstacle and there's no final decision yet, right? There's nothing decided yet about Memphis staying at Corinthians. His contract runs until the end of this month.